class at Verbly. Today we're going to focus on a story about business, technology, and the U.S. Supreme Court system. We'll get started shortly. After all, this is a class, an internet class, so without students it's not a very effective class. So this is a commentary from a leading national newspaper, the Globe and Mail, talking about what happens when high technology cases go to the court. And not just any court, a very high court. Recently, there have been very high-profile court cases with HBO, Netflix, Apple, Samsung. But get a sense that not all of these judges truly get an understanding of what it is they're having to preside over. I think it's safe to say the Apple and Samsung case is represented by a judge that knows very well what's going on. But this isn't always the case. In fact, a recent Supreme Court justice referred to Netflix as Netflix. And yet another didn't even know what HBO was. Hi, Samuel.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. How is the weather where you are?
This is sunny in my city.
Temperature?
Yeah.
What's the temperature?
Temperature? I don't understand. Sorry.
It measures the coldness and hotness of a place.
Yes, it's a hot day.
Ooh, that's quite nice. And where are you from, Samuel?
I'm from Spain. I live in Madrid.
Ah, very nice. Well, welcome. I'm teaching from Canada.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, we finally have some nice weather. It's about 70 degrees today,
Oh,
which is nice. Hello, Pablo.
Hello, I'm from Spain.
I thought you might be. It's just a guess based on your name. Well, not just that too, but the time of day. Usually this time of day I get a lot of people from the Middle East and Europe, and later in the day I don't get as many from the Middle East and Europe. So welcome, Pablo. What's the weather like where you are?
What, sorry?
What is the weather like?
It's sunny.
Very
It's
good.
good weather. In Spain, almost always is a good weather.
Excellent. All right, let's see. Faisal.
Yeah, it's me.
Hi, how do I say your name properly?
You Faisal is right.
Excellent. Okay, well, where are you from, Faisal?
Indonesia.
Well, it's evening time then.
Yeah, it's about 7 p.m. now.
Yeah, well, 11 hours difference between the two of us. So welcome to class.
Yeah, thanks.
Carmen. Hello, Carmen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Where are you from, Carmen?
I'm from Spain as well.
So this is primarily a Spanish class. Well, welcome, Carmen. What part of Spain are you from?
I'm from the south, from Granada.
Yeah, I noticed a different dialect.
Well, I mean, we have a very strong accent over here in Andalusia, but yeah, I mean, not dialect, but a very strong accent, and some words we use differently.
Well, you see, in English, when we use the difference between dialect and accent is this. So an accent is how you speak when you try to speak another language. You speak with your native dialect or a native accent. A dialect is when you have people speaking the same native language, but with a different way of pronouncing sounds.
Ah, okay, okay. So it doesn't imply a different vocabulary, like a different language, right?
Well, see, okay, so I'll give you an example. We're all familiar with English. Now, in Europe, you're obviously more familiar with the UK spelling and the UK pronunciation.
Uh-huh.
North Americans have a different pronunciation. They also have a different lexicon or dictionary.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, in Canada, because of our weather, we have words such as toboggan or toque, which aren't known in England. And Australians, they have different words. So generally, within a country like Spain, you're going to have the same dictionary.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is this. I mean, within Spain, we have like the formal or the national language, which is Spanish, obviously. But we also have different areas in Spain where they talk in a completely different way. So that is what we call dialects.
Yes, yes.
They have different dictionary and different structure and pronunciation and everything.
Yeah, now, there are some countries that actually have multiple languages, such as China. You have Mandarin and Cantonese. They're two separate languages within the same country.
Okay, okay, so
the way to tell if the language is different than a dialect is your dictionary is completely different. Your structure of your words and sentences are very different. Different grammar.
Okay, so for example, Pablo, would you say that Catalan is a different language or a different dialect?
A different language, I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. The Basque country in the south, is that a separate language?
Absolutely.
Okay, and from what I know, it is too, right? So that's a definite separate language in the country. Now, I know that there's discussions about separatism. I'm not going to get into that. We have it here in Canada too. But for right now, I think the world recognizes Basque as part of France and Spain. But it's a unique language. Where if they were to speak Spanish, they would speak with a Basque accent.
Okay, so I mean, I can say I talk a different dialect within Spain.
Yeah, you could say you speak with a southern dialect.
Okay.
But here's the secret, okay? Among most English speakers, everybody uses accent. Nobody really uses dialect. It's only when you go to universities and colleges that people will use the term dialect. Okay? So the proper way, I've given you the proper way of doing it, but if you just say accent, for most people, that's fine.
Okay.
It's not until you go to higher learning in college and universities that you become aware of these different words. So people who speak and use the words dialect, it usually indicates they've got a higher education.
Okay, okay, understood.
Right. Thank you, Carmen. Let's go on Ahmed. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good morning. I know you're not from Spain.
Yeah, I am not.
How's your weekend going?
Yeah, going well so far.
Good. We've got a lot of friends from Spain here. Do you want to let them know where you're from?
This is Ahmed from Saudi Arabia.
And tell everybody what the temperature is there today.
The temperature is, I don't know. Any guess, guys?
45 degrees.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
45, 44.
It's very hot. All right, let's see who else has joined here. We've got Raphael. Hello, sir.
Hello, Simon.
How are you today?
I could be better. I'm a little cold today. I think the cold got me, but I'm fine.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I hope you
But
feel
I'm fine.
better. Good, good. Well, guys, this is normally how I structure my classes. I spend about 5 to 10 minutes, small talk, introductions. I get to know where you're from, your level of education in terms of English, and get to know some of your likes and interests to help, mainly to get you guys relaxed and ready for the class. what we're going to do today in academic English is we're going to read a story together. This story was from the news section of a national newspaper, the Globe and Mail. It involves business, technology, and the US court system. So what we plan to do in this class is we plan to practice our listening skills, our speaking skills, also our comprehension skills, okay? Because you have to listen to others that are speaking, you have to read yourself, so you're practicing your reading, and also understanding what's being said. So 4 main skills that we're going to do today. Now, for this to be an effective class, I would like you guys to open Google Drive. Google Drive is located on the far left side of the screen. It looks like a funny looking triangle that's got yellow, blue, and green. If you don't see it, click on or move your mouse over the 3 little periods or full stops at the bottom, and then you should see it. Because everything I'm going to talk about today, including the article, I'm going to write into this document. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I see who's in here so far. I can see that Raphael's in here. And I'd share out my screen, but I can't because there's some stuff here I'm not supposed to be able to share out. Carmen, do you have Google Drive open?
Yeah, I think so, but I can't read anything. It's like a black page, like a blank page.
Because I've got the class notes shared out. If you look, there should be an arrow or something where you can select a document, because I see some other students are coming in.
I think I have to click on the blue box to open the document. After clicking in the triangle.
Click on the blue box.
Blue box, you mean Q and A?
Above that, the one at the very top.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear my baby crying now. Mummy's going to take care of him. All right.
Congratulations. Yeah, you got your baby.
Yes, finally arrived.
Right. Ah.
That's why I look a little tired.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
I ask. Good. And have you named him?
Yes, Liam.
Liam.
Oh.
Nice name. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, I'm lost. I'm lost, Simon. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. See, I wish I could share out my screen, but they don't want me to because it shows other information. So you clicked on the triangle that says Google Drive, right?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
see Ahmed's in there. Okay. Now you've got a blank screen. Does it say shared class notes? Do you see a little blue box?
Yeah.
Click on the blue thing. The blue box.
Okay.
Oh, Carmen,
Okay.
I see you in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so here we go. I've just pasted a paragraph here. Okay. Let's see, Ahmed, could you read that first short paragraph, please?
Well, in US, when high tech meets high court, high jinks ensure.
Okay, so good pronunciation. What do we mean by hijinks? Anybody know? What does hijinks mean? Anybody take a guess?
Something happens.
Yeah, something happens. It's basically crazy fun. You know, it's like if you go to a comedy show, hijinks could ensue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're in a court that's dealing with high technology issues. Well, what do they mean by hijinks will ensue? Well, let's read a little further. Oops. Carmen, could you read the next paragraph, please?
You mean vocabulary or below that?
One U.S. Supreme Court, the stuff that's highlighted.
Okay. One U.S. Supreme Court justice referred to Netflix as Netflix. Another seemed not to know that HBO is a cable channel. A third appeared to think most software coding could be dusted off in a mere weekend.
Okay, very good. Let me hear you say the word justice.
Justice.
Perfect. Appeared.
Appeared.
Perfect. Mere.
Mere.
Very good. Now, if we hear mere weekend, it's not just a weekend, it's only a weekend. So, for example, if your boss asked you to work the weekend, and you're going like, oh, no, not the weekend, and he says, but it's only a mere weekend, he's kind of belittling the fact that it's only 2 days, whereas to you, it's 2 days of rest. Okay? Give me a second while I get the next paragraph. Okay. Faisal, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Okay. These and other apparent gaps by the justices during oral arguments have become a sort of demonstrations as tech aficionados, legal experts, and others have taken social media, blogs, YouTube, and other outlets to proclaim the justice is black robe technophagies.
Okay. Technophagies.
Okay.
Repeat after me. Technophagies.
Technophagies.
What do you think technophagies means?
Phagies, something like technology. I've never heard that.
Do they sound like smart people?
I guess.
Actually, it's not. See, technophagies is a way of saying these people don't know much about technology.
Oh, I know.
So I could say they're history phogies, which means they probably don't know much about history either. Okay?
Okay.
Next word. If you could repeat after me. Aficionados.
Aficionados.
Okay, now I think that might be a Spanish word originally, but in English we say it aficionados.
Okay. Aficionados.
Thank you. Gaffes.
Gaffes.
Okay. Gaffes are what? Who can tell me what a gaff is?
Gaffes. I don't know.
Errors.
Yeah, they're
Mistake.
errors. Okay? But they're a certain type of mistake. Here's the subtlety, guys. It's an unintentional act, okay, that usually causes embarrassment to the person who said it. Politicians are known for these. They don't mean to embarrass themselves or their party, but it happens. Okay, next paragraph. Let's see, who is next? Michael.
Everyone who's anyone inside that courtroom is most likely an incompetent Luddite. How did it?
Luddite?
Luddite.
Sorry, Luddite.
Luddite.
There you go.
Sarah Jung, 25-year-old Harvard Law School student, wrote on her personal blog following a recent Supreme Court argument dealing with a copyright dispute over TV online startup Aereo.
Okay, let me hear you say Luddite again.
Luddite.
Thank you. Copyright.
Copyright.
Thank you. Arrow.
Once again, please.
Arrow.
Aero.
Yeah, it's just a company name, so you may not ever need to know that again.
Okay.
All right, what is a Luddite? Here's another tough word. Anyone? It's a very interesting word. It has a good history to it.
We need to Google it.
Ah, well, then let me step in. So a Luddite is a person or was a member of an English group of workers that destroyed machinery. This was in 1811 to 1816. You see, they were afraid of technology. Okay, so the way we use that term today, it's people who are afraid of technology. But in particular, Luddites are people who are afraid of technology enough to try and destroy it. Okay?
Okay.
So our parents, they might be afraid of computers just because they don't know how to use them. Whereas a Luddite is a person who's afraid of a computer and that will try to break it so they don't have to use it. My computer's not working. Well, did you do something? No, I didn't do anything. Uh-huh. Sure you didn't. Then why is there water on the keyboard? Right? Okay, very good. Let me get the next paragraph ready. Nader, hello.
Hello,
Where are you from, Nader?
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, welcome. Same country as Ahmed.
Mm.
Can you see the article I have on the screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, could you read that short paragraph, please?
When it comes to cutting-edge technology, Jiang told Reuters, "Mom and Dad are the Supreme Court."
Okay, very good. Mom and Dad are the Supreme Court. What does that mean?
They have the power or the authority.
They do have the power of authority, but is that a compliment or are they being kind of mean?
I guess it's not a compliment.
No, they're not saying Mom and Dad in a nice way. It's like, Mom and Dad who don't know how to use computers are now in charge of making decisions based on the whole high-tech sector.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't want to give you guys too many hints on what's happening here because I do want you guys at the end to give me your commentary on what you think this story's about. All right, Pablo, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. Parker Higgins, 26 years old, digital rights advocate who works at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, spliced together audio of the Aéreo argument for comic effect and posted it on a SoundCloud and at YouTube.
Okay, thank you. 26-year-old.
26-year-old.
Yeah, it's not plural there.
Okay,
26-year-old. All right. Advocate.
Advocate.
Foundation.
Foundation.
Very good. Spliced.
Spliced.
Comic.
Comic.
Posted.
Posted.
Excellent. I didn't give you guys the full truth at the beginning of class. Not only is this a class on reading, listening, comprehension, and speaking, but it's a bit of a pronunciation class too. I just didn't want to scare everybody. All right, next paragraph. Raphael, please.
About a minute long. It's a compilation of the Justice references to the cloud, highlighting some misuse of terminology and uncertainty about how the technology works.
Thank you very much, Raphael. All right, Samuel, your paragraph is coming up. Just give me a minute. All right, Samuel.
Sometimes it's just amusing and sometimes it's really troubling. Higgins said they used it are just unfamiliar with how the industry works. They don't understand how software comes together.
Thank you. Amusing.
Amusing.
Higgins.
Higgins.
Excuse me. Higgins.
Higgins. Ends.
Higgins. Good.
Higgins.
Better. Only instead of an ANS, it's an INS, so it's hig-in, like you're going inside the preposition in. Hig-ins.
Higgins.
Very good. Industry.
Industry.
Well done. Okay, just give me a second here. Okay, next paragraph, please. Ahmed.
Well, the sense that the Washington, D.C. based court is slow to embrace technology is heightened by its having persistently resisted calls to allow cameras or personal recording devices into its hollowed halls. Visitors, including reporters, are allowed to take only a pen and pad into the grand marble courtroom. The court has a simple website and no presence on social media.
Thank you. Heightened.
Heightened.
Resisted.
Resisted.
Hallowed.
Hallowed.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Carmen, it's going to be your turn next. Go ahead, please.
During oral arguments, the justice can be seen thumbing through hard copies of court papers, in contrast to some lower courts where judges tap away on laptop computers.
Thank you. Thumbing.
Thumbing.
Yeah, and the B is quite often silent in this case. Thumbing.
Thumbing.
Justices.
Justices.
Good. You didn't say the word wrong, you just forgot the S at the end when you said it the first time.
Yeah, that happens with me, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. It's one of those mistakes that people still understand what you're saying. So
I mean, yeah, I think it is something I do in Spanish all the time. I just omit the final S.
Okay, well, for business, you don't want to do that, so that might be a homework assignment.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And Faisal.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I got to check to make sure this isn't the hospital, guys. Keep reading, though. Hello? Yes? Oh, very good, thanks. Okay, can they call me when they're about an hour away? Thank you. Bye. Sorry about that. As we just had a baby, I'm expecting a call from the hospital, so I do apologize for the interruption. Well, we have the baby, but we're having to take him back for tests.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Faisal. Go ahead again, please.
Okay. In some ways, the debate reflects the well-known generation divide over technology. Young people tend to be early adopters. The average age of the Supreme Court's 9 justices is just over 68.
Thank you. Faisal, have you ever spent any time in England?
No.
Oh, it's weird because I noticed a bit of an English dialect.
Really?
I
my
like it.
teachers teach me. But my teachers teach me like that.
Ah, well, that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually am British, but I've been in Canada for so long I don't sound British anymore.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't sound British anymore. Been here a wee long time.
It's like the accent can change.
Right, yes. We talk a little different. Or we talk a little bit like this. So it's a little bit different to speak this way. But I'm not going to try that. So anyhow, debate. Can I hear debate, please?
Debate.
Yes. Excellent. All right, next paragraph coming up shortly. All right, Michael.
I don't see it.
It's on the next page.
Oh, okay. So some critics say the Supreme Court's apparent lack of awarenesses about the technology that increasingly permeates the lives of everyday Americans could have real consequences as the court grapples with such issues this term as maintaining privacy in the digital age, when software is eligible for patent protection and the future of the TV industry.
Okay, so this word here that I highlighted, it has two pronunciations: patent in North America and patent in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Patent.
Yeah. Awareness.
Awareness.
Permeates.
Permeates.
Me.
Permeates.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a very distinct pronunciation. Permeates.
Permeates.
Yeah. Now, this is not an international phonetic breakdown. The way I like to break out words is into actual sounds that we already know how to pronounce. I find that's a little less threatening. Okay, very good. Next paragraph coming up.
What is permeates?
That's a good question. Before I give you the answer, can anybody tell me what permeates means? Maybe look at the context here.
Change?
It's like it gets through, like when it is raining and you get soaked with water.
Yes. So think of it more as like diffusion. If you pour some red liquid into a bathtub, over time that red is going to permeate through the entire bathtub. We can be very creative with this word. So my personality can permeate through this class.
Penetrate.
Penetrate is a good way, yes. It's not as strong as penetrate,
Spread.
though. Yes, spread is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Spread around.
Yeah. All right, let me get the next one. In a way, permeates what we call a big $10 word. You could say spread around. So why do we use these bigger words instead of smaller ones, guys?
I believe because it has like more detail, like it is more specific, and it means more than the others.
Yeah, and quite often, to avoid using those big words, we have to use many more descriptive words. Okay? Now I hear somebody's reading along, and that's okay, but if you're going to read along, just keep yourself on mute. Right, Nader, the next paragraph, please.
No one attending a court session should expect the equivalent of a TED Talk on technology and the law, said Andy Pincus, a veteran Supreme Court litigator, referring to the popular lecture series.
Thank you. Now, Nader, I wouldn't speak as fast. My rate of speaking right now is not normal. I'm speaking a little slower because I want to make sure I can articulate clearly. And that's the thing, when we speak fast, especially when we're learning a new language, if we go too fast, then it becomes hard to pronounce all the words accurately. Let me hear you say the word equivalent.
Equivalent.
TED Talk.
TED Talk.
So a longer E, TED.
Sorry?
I'm looking for a longer E, not a short E, so TED instead of TED.
TED. TED.
Thank you. Talk.
Talk.
Better. Thank you. All right, Pablo, give me a second and I'll have your paragraph. Oh, you've got a big one. Go ahead, Pablo.
Okay. Core experts said justice take tech issues seriously, even if they make the occasional slip during oral arguments. The justices read friend of the court briefs from experts in the field, and some had experience in the realm of science and technology before joining the bench. Justice Stephen Breyer worked on regulation as a U.S. Senate staffer and wrote widely on issues related to technology and the law.
Thank you. Okay, court experts.
Court experts.
Experts. Yeah, much better. Excellent. Occasional. Thank you. Yeah, I noticed for those of you who do speak Spanish, when there are words with ION, you guys do a very good job of that. Justices. Again, experts. Perfect. Realm. Technology. Senate. Perfect. Yeah, Carmen, I think TED Talks are amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
For those of you who don't know what TED Talks are, write that down, and after class, check it out. They're free, and you get very, very smart people talking about very, very interesting things. Mr. Raphael.
Okay.
I have a longer paragraph for you.
In late April, Mashable.com ranked the justices on their perceived knowledge of technology, based on comments they made during oral arguments in the Aereo case. The question before the court in the case is whether Aereo, which charges use a low monthly fee to stream live broadcasts of TV channels, violates copyright law.
Thank you. All right, there's more to the story, but I usually don't like to spend more than half of the class reading. Now I want to have a discussion. Let's just assume I just entered the class and I don't know what you guys have been doing. You've been reading a story, but I don't know what it's about. So I want you guys to help me understand what the story's about. So I have two tasks for you here. You see that I can write under the heading, it says synopsis. I want each of us to talk a little bit about the story and then also write it what they're saying. So, Raphael, let me pick on you, sir. Can you tell me something this story is about and also write it down as well?
I think it's about the lack of knowledge in which some members of Supreme Court has in order to make judgments about technology issues, I think.
Mm-hmm. And can you write that down, please?
Okay.
Now the rest of you, while other students are talking, feel free to write at the same time. Each one of you has the ability to write while the other is writing. Okay? So again, at the very bottom of the document, under synopsis, what is the story about? Okay? So Raphael, please write down what you were just saying. Thank you. All right, Samuel, what is this story about?
Well, this is allows for technology and patent protection for TV industry and effect internet, maybe?
Okay, so that's good if you want to write that down. Yeah, so there's definitely some talk about the technology industry and patent protection. Excellent. Thank you, Samuel. Ahmed, what about yourself? What did you get from this story?
It is something to do with, to do with technologies and the different points of view or perspectives, I guess.
Different points of view regarding
to, I don't know, how to do the technology, probably.
Okay, so if you'd like to write that down too.
Okay.
Carmen, I see you're busy typing away.
Yeah, I was trying to find the words. So yeah.
Well, it looks pretty good so far. So the story is about an imbalance between Justice's knowledge
about technology and the how can I say this? And the real develop of technology these days.
Okay, so here's something quite important here. I'm going to write this down. Mobile and emerging technologies are innovating at such an incredible rate that companies must have a strong vision in order to take advantage of these technologies. Is that close to what you were trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, actually, it is about the speed which everything is developing. So there is an imbalance between the rhythm that justice is having to get to know about it and the rhythm that technology is taking to develop.
Yeah. So, yeah, technology is happening at a very rapid rate. And here's something I can tell you guys, because this is part of my career. Imagine that you're driving down the road and you're in your community. You hit a pothole, a hole in the ground, and you say, wow, that was bad. So you stop, you take a picture, you email it to your town. They have an app on your phone that you can just send it. Does that sound pretty cool?
I didn't get you, Simon. So you are going and, you take a picture of what?
So I have a phone.
Yeah.
And I have a little application that is by my town, and if I ever hit a pothole or something, I can just tap on it, and because the phone knows my location, it sends the information to the town, and they send somebody to fix the hole in the ground. So if you're driving, like if you ever drive a road and you hit a big hole, we call those potholes.
Exactly, that's what the word I didn't know.
Okay. So does that sound pretty cool that we can actually just send it to the town and they'll send somebody out to fix it?
Of course. Well, that's amazing.
That's old technology, though. New technology, well, I don't even need to do that because the application on my phone will automatically sense the bump, will automatically send that information to the town. The town will see this information come in, and based on the number of responses for a given area or the degree of like how big the pothole is, they'll automatically dispatch somebody to fix it. Okay? So
I didn't get the idea about how your phone will sense the hole.
Well, the phone has technology in it that can detect if it's moving. So if it's in your pocket and you drive over a hole, your car will move, right?
Yeah.
So your phone will sense that movement and send the information to the town.
But if you drive a really cool car, the phone nothing will sense. I mean, with good, balance or what?
Well, I have a good car with good balance. And I can tell you, especially with sportier cars, they will feel the road. Now, if you're driving a more expensive car, such as like a Bentley, which is not designed to feel the road, it's designed to float, then yeah, this may not work. However, what I would also do is I would put this in all our buses, all our police cars, all our ambulances. These vehicles are always going over the roads, so we have better coverage. Okay, Carmen, that was a very good point. Let's see what else other students have said. Faisal, what can you tell us?
I don't know really, but it seems like when the technology being used by some people to share I don't know really, but I'll write it.
Okay. Well, while you're writing that, let me check on Michael. Michael, I see you're writing away.
Yeah. So the story is about the lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. By how would they say, like, by the courtroom, or?
Okay, it's not so much the courtroom, it's by the judges.
Yeah, by the judges regarding to technology.
Yeah. Very good. So yeah, the story really is about the lack of knowledge, or the lack of any sense of technology, vocabulary, or common trends by judges in the Supreme Court system. Okay, very good. And as many of you pointed out, there's mobile and emerging technologies. There's the lack of technology, knowledge around technology issues. So here you are, you're a company, and you've got a big issue. You sue somebody, and you go to a court where they don't know what you're talking about. So how would you feel if you were going to a court where the judges know nothing about what you're suing over? And there's no jury. Are you feeling confident you're going to win?
Maybe yes, 50-50.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, probably. Well, you're very hopeful, because you know what? I wouldn't feel very good. I'd expect the judges to have some sort of knowledge in what they're doing, or at least have a jury of some sort. Okay, very good. Nader, what are your thoughts?
My thought that if the judge cannot understand the terms we use in the case, so he will not be able to give us a fair rule.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's kind of what I'd be thinking, right?
Sure.
Pablo.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Okay, what is this story about?
The story is about how the justice handles or lives with the technology trends.
Okay.
I think.
Why do you think that? What makes you think it's about that?
I have to reread the text because there are a lot of words I misunderstand.
That's okay. Now, one of the reasons why I type and I have all the class notes and have you guys participate is at the end of class, you can take a copy of this document with you.
Okay.
All the words that either you had trouble speaking or you didn't know are highlighted, so you can look them up later.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Raphael.
Okay.
Raphael?
Yes.
What's the story about?
It's about how some justice deal with this, with technological issues, and when they don't know exactly how to make judgments in order to, because they simply don't have knowledge about the topics we're discussing in the court. So it's about their lack of knowledge about technology.
Yeah, it really is. Okay. Samuel, your thoughts on this story. And let me ask you this, what do you think the implications are of this story?
Sorry?
What are the implications of this story?
Oh, I don't know.
Take a guess. You've heard a lot of the students giving their opinions, right?
In my opinion.
Yeah, your opinion.
In my opinion, is necessary to advance for technology, and it's necessary for internet tools for diffused TV, internet, and other content, and not these laws not necessary for progress of the future.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, very good. I'm just doing some corrections on Carmen's here.
Oh.
Although I can't spell it. You know what, I'll let you fix that word. That's twice now I've typed it wrong. So now what I'm looking for, guys, is you seem to have a good understanding of what the story's about. I want you to tell me what should be done to fix it. Ahmed, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can, sir.
Okay, good. What I think, I mean, we can have like, I don't know what you call it in English, jury or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Those members should be people who are familiar or who are in this field of technology. They might know better than people who are not in this field. Probably, I don't know, let's say we need probably to spread the awareness or this technology more, so we can have like another rules for another life, because something to do with technology, it's a different life. I feel it is not like our life, like for example normal stealing or normal fighting or normal insulting. Something
very good.
Yeah, a bit different.
Carmen, what do you think? What should be done? Jury brought up by Ahmed was a good idea. What do you think?
I think they should, just like doctors, they should include new material of studying. I mean, they only because they are judges, they can stop there. They have to continuously study and be have a, how can I say this? Like they have to be in the current world. They have to study and constantly get to know all what is going on in order to be able to make justice and do their job.
Okay, so we might call that continuous improvement.
Exactly.
Right, so very good. Faisal, what should they do? You're on mute, sir. All right, let's go to Michael. What should they do, Michael?
Well, they should take for the cases where is required technological knowledge, maybe where you need like very deep technological knowledge. They should have like other kind of judges. They might be more technological savvy, yeah. Or a second thing, they could have like consultants, so the judge to have like a little help from some kind of team or technological savvy team. They could consult the judge. This is for this period when you cannot like have competent 100% competent judge in technology. You can like have the same judge, but to give them a little help from other people.
Yeah, one thing I think is tough to do, guys. So I'm hearing you, but if I'm a judge who's going to hear cases on almost anything, I don't think there's any way that person can be expected to know everything. However, Ahmed mentioned a jury. With a jury, you can always bring in knowledgeable people in that area. So as we go to Nader, what do you think we can do? So obviously, is it too much to expect judges to become knowledgeable about everything that they hear in the court? Or should they be able to use jurors or subject matter experts?
Sure not. They cannot be familiar with everything. They may refer the cases to experts who are competent enough to judge the case or give reports, specialized reports, or they may dedicate to a few courts for these cases, like technology courts.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Pablo, what do you think? Hello, Pablo?
Sorry, I'm lost. Maybe another person can.
Right, Raphael, what should be done?
Maybe changing their mindset, trying to convince them that technology is it's a way to improve their power of judgment. Maybe I think they treat their cases with another vision. They could change their mentality, and I think it will increase their production. Technology is here to help us. And they will improve their capability of make their own judgments, not only believe in specialists they could bring to the court, I think.
Very good, thank you. And last, Samuel.
Yes.
What should be done?
What to be doing?
Yeah, exactly. What should they be doing?
It's probably to talk new industry with old industry and the same new lead and unite for loud in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Carmen said, well, they should get a higher salary. I don't know if that's true. I think before we can assess if someone deserves a higher salary is we need to do a comparison or analysis of their current pay rate. Maybe they deserve a lower salary, right? You don't know until you actually do an analysis. I'm pretty sure that the Supreme Court justices get paid very well, though.
Yeah, I think at least in my country they have a high salary. And just like I said before, in other professions with a lot of responsibility, like doctors and that kind of professions, they have to be on. I mean, they have to know what's going on. They have to know about the advances. So why? I mean, they should do the same.
Well, that's a good point. But unfortunately, we're pretty well at the end of class. What I'd like to do is, if you guys do like my classes, and I try to teach at least 2 academic classes a week, go to my teacher page, right at the bottom of the document. It's right there. There's the link. And what this teacher page shows you is if you go to the left side of the screen, it has the dates and times of my next classes. Okay?
Right side.
Sorry, my other right side. Yeah, right side. See, I may be able to speak English, but I don't know my left from my right. Okay. So it looks like this one's completely sold out, though. There's 0 seats left for that class, but that doesn't mean you might not be able to get in, because sometimes if students don't show up, you can always get in later. Okay? So in my debate class, you'd like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this topic that we taught today, and I'm going to have a debate about it. At first, we're going to talk about what a debate is. You know, is it a fight? Is it an argument? Is it a way to persuade an audience? We'll talk about that. And then we'll get into actually debating each other in a very responsible, respectful way. So that's coming up in an hour. Thank you guys for attending my class. I appreciate you taking time out to choose me as your teacher. And I hope to see you guys again soon. You can choose to follow me if you like. I don't know what that does. But if somebody could let me know later if you get updates or anything, I'd just be curious to know.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Nader.
See you later.
Thanks, Rahman.
Bye.